Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will talk about four-note structures and we will talk about the harmonic four-note structures. So to play like four different notes in a voicing. Yeah, so every note, all the notes together. And there's also for this lesson there's a PDF down in the description below, which you should download to have that as a reference. And I also have that in front of me, so we will go there through this page together. And also it supports this channel, so it would be a cool thing to do. Thanks. All right. What we will talk about today is a kind of gives you a kind of an idea how I'm thinking about these four-note structures, and there are different concepts. Also a little bit about notation. We can talk about the right hand and different things. We already had quite a few lessons on that topic, so it's not. I do not really want to go really deeply into that stuff, like these individual aspects, but I want to give you more a kind of a overall idea, or like how all these different things are applied in music. And what I have here is actually just like examples of a dominant seventh chord. It's all B dominant 7, harmonic minor fifth mode would be the scale, and resolving to an E minor chord. So we are in E minor, and we are dealing with a dominant in that tonality. And the first thing I would do if I consider like chord melody, or actually to prepare myself better for improvisation, and which includes on one hand, like just when I'm soloist, I'm also playing chords in the solo, and also for accompaniment. Yeah, if somebody takes a solo, that I have some chords going, which are nice. So I have to, in a way, what means I have to? What I do is I really try to go through all these different kinds of four-note structures in a very systematic way, and that we really talked about that, but I will just do a quick like summarize. I will summarize it quickly. The idea, when you have a scale, when you have a scale, you have like 35 different possible four-note structures. So just any four different notes, and of course I'm talking about a 7-note scale here. And these four-note structures can also be grouped into five groups. Yeah, like we have seventh chords, we have triads with an added 2, we have triads with an added 4, we have four-part fourths, so stacking up fourth chords, and we have like these tetrachords, and that's all we find there. And we can and also for any for every of these structures, we have 24 different voicings. Yeah, all this systematic approach with drop 2 and 3, double drop 2, drop 3, and so on. So we have like also there are 24 different voicings. Means sorry, I'm a little bit. Six. We have 6 different groups. I mean 6 different types of voicings. Yeah, close position, drop 2, drop 3, double drop 2, and so on. Double drop 2, drops and drop 3. And that would be double drop 2 and drop 4, and then we have drop drop 2 and 3. I think that's it. But this we really talked in these 4-note structure lessons. So I will just actually what I made is like a workbook for myself. In this workbook there are all these 43 different 4-note structures, and all structures for all structures there are these 24 different voicings. And what I really did, I was like analyzing all these different structures, these 43, and also I mean in which context they work, and they can function very good, and also to check out the different voicings which sound nice. So this is actually quite a project when you consider all the different voicings and possible 4-note structures in a certain scale. But it's really worth it. It's really worth it to really check that out, to really and ask with, of course, there are a lot of chords which you will not use. So it's not that much time what it needs actually. And the idea, I mean, in my music, in my conception, or I'm thinking more also that these sounds which I find for like a B dominant 7th harmonic minor 5th mode sound, they should really represent that sound in the sense that like it sound as a B dominant chord. So, and for that there are of course some important factors which mostly there should be a B also in the chord, and so there are different factors. I mean, sometimes there are always exceptions, you know. Sometimes sounds which don't include certain notes, they will actually it sounds as if that chord would function in a certain kind of a way. But that's already too much. I mean, what you really should do is to check out a 4-note structure in relationship to all the different possible 12 roots. This is a really good project to really think about all the possibilities a certain 4-note structure can function. And I will put some links down in the description below. There you get like the direct path to those videos. Okay, I will play you this this first thing there, this study. Yeah, and it's all about dominant like B dominant 7th harmonic minor 5th mode, which then at the end resolves to an E minor triad with a doubled B. Okay, so let's go through that. Yeah? Let me play it one more time. Okay, and these chords are arranged in a certain way, and this is the idea also of preparing for chord melody, for improvisation, for comping, to have a voicing which really works great in that context with every possible top note. Yeah, what I have actually is like a whole scale there. Huh? I start with a C, yeah, and then I go down. Go down the scale to B, to A, to G, to F sharp, to E. Yeah, this is a sus kind of a chord here. Yeah, I need this sus thing. It's a little bit, of course, the B dominant 7th is a little bit hidden, but it's still like this thing here works really great already as a B dominant flat 9 thing. Yeah? This F sharp is really confirming the B here. It has a flat 9, and then you really hear this E on top as a suspension, at least in this context here. So, and then I go further. Yeah. And also very often you can look. I mean, you can see there like also voice leading is happening, yeah, at the same time. So the second line here, it's also like. So I go from. And I also include a 3-note structure because there's also something we talked about that to be not so locked in a particular texture, that when you do chord melody and when you play improvise, it's a very good idea to be aware that you have all the different possibilities of structures, 3-note, 2-note, even just one melody, or 4-note, 5-note structures, and open chords with a lot of notes. Yeah, it's all possible to do, and it's interesting to mix them. And very often we lose that kind of openness for that because we are so stuck in those sounds, in those textures we're dealing with at that moment. Okay, one other thing for the notation, how the notes are notated. Always a circled number is the highest string. That's the string where the top note is. Yeah, so a 1 here in the first voicing means the top note is on the first string, because sometimes it can be like if I have that voicing here. I mean, a lot of possibilities, but let's take, yeah. If I have that voicing here, if I would not write, this is the 2 here, the second string, that's a fourth voicing. I could also play it here, yeah. So there are more, of course, that. I mean, there are more possibilities, and that's why it's very good to use these kind of additional symbols. And this line there, this is something I invented, and I think it's very, very useful. The whole idea here is to really notate the chords, the voicing in a way that you are really sure how it's played on the guitar. Yeah, and that's these symbols there, the circled number plus these diagonal lines, these slash kind of things, they make really sure that there's only one way this voicing can be played. And we talked already about that, but I will talk again. Maybe you didn't watch this video. Okay, so we have the 1 in the first. Let's take the first voicing. We have the top note on the first string, so that's why the 1 is there. Yeah, otherwise it could be also there, or maybe even there, the C. And then we have, when we go from top down, and that's the approach here also to think like that, then you really get this notation very quickly. You go from top down, and when you go from top down, from there you see below the C is already this line, and this line means there's a string which you do not play. Yeah, so in this case it is a B string, yeah, and this B string is not played. Then below that you see is a D sharp, and okay, I play my D sharp on the next string, then on the G string, and then I play my A on the next lower string, on the D string, and then you see another of these lines, and you see okay, the next string, in this case it's the A string. I also do not play any note there, but when I go one step lower, I come to the B, and okay, that's on my E string. Okay, so with the 4-note structure, I only need 2 of these slashes, maximum to notate the chord, that it's really clear. Yeah, and yeah, so that's the chord. So now you also see, maybe it was not clear right from the beginning, that this whole thing also implies a lot of technique in your right hand. Yeah, to be able, I play everything with plectrum and with these 3 fingers. So I really use my little finger here to play the top note. Yeah, which is also very important to really to get out in a way. I mean to make sound good and loud. Not hidden. Okay, I think that's clear. We also talked about this right hand technique, plectrum plus fingers, playing 4-note structures, all the different combinations, possibilities, what you can do, and how I think about the different movements, about the fingernails and everything, and some practice ideas. I put the link also down in the description below. There will be a lot of links. Okay, now let's talk about the symbols, because I think most of you will maybe, if they didn't watch the videos on these 4-note structures, they will think, what is that? And, that's very different maybe also than what you normally see. But I have to tell you that you should check out then these lessons. I think it's the first lesson of 4-note structures. I put that also down in the description below, the link to this video here on Guitar Academia. These names here, they are from a very like systematic approach to all the different kinds of 4-note structures, so any 4 different notes, and we grouped all these 43 different structures. We grouped them into certain groups. Yeah, like 7th chords would be the easiest. Then we have like triads with an added 2, triads with an added 4. Then we have these tetrachords. We have stacked up 4s. We also have chromatic triads plus another note, and yeah, I think that's it. And so the idea here, why using them, is really this symbol. What you see on top of all these voicings. This is always a symbol which exactly describes what notes are in that structure. Yeah, if you say A diminished over B, or with B in the bass, just in general, the way we use these slash chords in this context is that in this case the B is just added. It doesn't have to be in the bass. It's just added to the A diminished triad. And an A diminished triad is A, C, E flat, or in our case here A, C, D sharp. And the B is added. So that's the 4-note structure. And that goes with all these different 4-note structures. It's always the name is, you can say it's a more scientific approach, but it's also an exact approach. So sometimes, you see like chord symbols, you see like, okay, it's a B dominant 7th flat 9. And I show you, I show you this chord here. B dominant 7 flat 9, B7, and then in brackets flat 9, okay? But actually this is like a standard chord, yeah? In jazz, just a flat 9 is added. Then I see that chord and I see B7 flat 9, okay, but there is a missing, the 5th is missing, and then, okay, of course you say in jazz, you don't need it to have this chord clear, to be sure that's a B dominant 7th flat 9. But you can add maybe in brackets omit 5, yeah. So you add symbols to really get it exact, But the thing is, when you have that chord, it also could function in many other ways. And what it actually is you have a diminished triad here, an A diminished, and then you have an added B here. So you also know this A diminished with B is a great structure, which really is very good, also used here. The first chord is really good to represent this dominant 7th flat 9 chord. Yeah, that's just one. You can say one way how this chord appears. Yeah, it's one context, one way of analyzing that, and these analyzing these symbols in that context. This is below all these structures. Huh? You see like B7 flat 9 and B only with flat 9, and so on. It's just, I mean, in general, this whole thing is just B7 flat 9 harmonic minor fifths mode kind of thing, you know. And then you see like all these. Then you get really specific, and also this is really good and really helpful, and opens really a door, these 4-note structure scientific symbols, to play them as arpeggios, for example. Yeah? Because if I think, okay, that's B dominant 7 flat 9, yeah, and I don't think about the actual notes there, just think, oh, it's a B flat 7, it's a B dominant 7 flat 9. I miss some very important thing about that. I miss that these are just 4 notes, and these notes are in a certain this is a certain structure, and that structure I can just play as an arpeggio. Yeah, and like really thinking like B dominant 7 flat 9, I would think differently, and then when you say B dominant 7 flat 9, and then without the fifths, then it's also like this direct association to like a 4-note structure is not really there. I mean, it's all connected, of course, but this idea here is really, and this is really the approach I'm already taking for maybe 20 years now. To really, when I'm dealing with chord melody, I'm really thinking about these scientific names in a way. Yeah? And for me, already these scientific names, I know a lot of situations where they really work in a lot of contexts. So I know a B with a C is like perfect for this kind of a situation. Yeah? And also this strange thing of E flat augmented with A, that's really strange. But once you know that this actually equals a B dominant 7 sharp 5 or flat 13 in this context, then yeah, when you're working with them, then they're really helpful because they don't change. You know, it's just you have a certain combination of 4 different notes, and you have like one name for that. That's it, and then you apply that. It's like a C, like the note C, for example. Yeah? This note has a C, but it doesn't mean that it's a C major chord or an A minor chord or an F major chord or whatever, you know. It's just a C. And it's good to always know that when you play a C, that this is a C, you know. But sometimes it's a third, sometimes it's a ninth, and so on. I think that's the same principle here. The same concept. I can really recommend this thing here, and also because all these 4-note structures which are on top of these voicings, they are all like you can all check them for arpeggios, and we will go to that in the next lesson also. Not with that, but in general with other 4-note structures. Just a little bit of additional. Information, you can say, how to use that stuff. Like in this today, we talk about the harmonic structures, and next week about the melodic structures of 4-note structures. So to get more like a practical approach to that, and then you know, okay, that's now I really understand why it's really good to go into that, to learn the right hand technique, to learn to use that notation, these symbols for notation, and to use actually the symbols also for these scientific four-note structures, and yeah. Okay, then there are some more. Just also there's a voice leading here. I think it's really nice to have to that chord, and that really goes nicely. Works really nice for E minor. Huh? So you have and. Yeah, and the four-note structure would be a B major triad with an added C. It also looks a little bit like you have a C diminished triad here and a B in the bass. Yeah. Yeah. So that's yeah. However you want to see that, of course you can, but just remember it's good to know the scientific name, because then you also can use it in other contexts, and you know that this kind of a I mean, of course, these names they can you can in a way you can give them other names. You know, that's in a way that's perfectly fine. I mean, just always when you have that chord, then you have to. But then you really have to stick with that. Huh? You always say to this chord, C diminished C diminished with an added B. So would be one possibility. I would not recommend that. I would really recommend these symbols which I use, and partly I also got this from Mick Goodrick, because he had this idea with the slash, where you have a slash and then everything after the slash is just a note. I mean, that's a normal notation anyway. B over C means B with C in the bass. So there is just one C added, but the idea that then you can invert and do whatever with that voicing, that and not change this kind of a symbol, that he made it up. But it's really cool. I think it's really good. I really thought about that, but this is so easy, this symbol, and in every notation program you have a slash, and so okay. There's also one very nice voicing I use very often actually, is that one. Yeah, for B dominant 7. You have this flat 9 here. You can also, I don't know, you can resolve that in a nice way. It's a bit tricky to play, but maybe this would be. But I'm often like somehow. I don't know, whatever. It's just a beautiful voicing. Works really, really nice in that situation. Okay, then you have that chord. I also like that very much. Also really implies the right hand technique, like most of the chords actually. The right hand technique with not playing all the notes, so have like strings. I mean, to have just strings in the voicing, which you not play, so you can't just do that. I mean, you can do that, but then you also add some strange noise, and also you don't have this piano kind of a thing, yeah, to really. You can really work on that a lot, actually, like really to get this kind of this sound. Okay, then we just have one more voicing, that's that. And some of the voicings actually you do not really find in the where we took that approach to find all possible all possible voicings for any four-note structures, for any of these 43 different four-note structures. We found all these 24 voicings, and we did not include those which have more than an octave space between two adjacent notes. That's like an extra thing, and this whole systematic approach for that would be like there would be so many possibilities, and most of them you will not be able to play them anyway. So in this case, one way to think about that is you actually what you have here is a drop 2 and 4 voicing. So these are dropped, and now you have this major second here, major seventh here, and this you can always do one thing. You can exchange the notes of a major seventh. That's also one concept to how to sometimes get interesting voicings. It's just to take this major 7 and then do that. And by doing that, in this case, to go from B to C and from C to B. So you just exchange the notes in these voicings, in the two voices, and what you end up with here is like a minor ninth. And normally, how you would I mean, when this voicing is I mean, the scientific approach for that would be just to see that as a four-way close position, so a close position. So you have, yeah, I mean, that's hard to play, definitely. So it's like, yeah, that would be like the four-way close position, so all the notes are together as close as possible. And what you do then, you insert an octave between these two adjacent notes in that voicing. So that's always the approach to like systematic to bring it back to the original voicing which we talked about in these 24 different voicings. There's just one technique to insert an additional octave between any adjacent notes in a voicing. So you still have the same order, yeah, the same order is F sharp, B, C, D sharp, F sharp, B, C, D sharp, but here you inserted that octave. So between B and C, this is not a half step anymore, but you add an octave, so it's like a minor ninth. Yeah, so that's the same here in a way. Huh? It's also like there's also, you see, there's this octave. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. What I wanted to tell you. If you did not really get into this four-note structure thing, maybe this opens a little bit your eyes or your a door, or like gives you inspiration to check that out. Yeah, to go to think about like four-note structures maybe in a different way. To really think, okay, four-note structure, 4 different notes together. First, I find a label, and then I really check them out in a systematic way, that I know, okay, this works in that context, and there are those voicings which sound nice. Yeah, it's like an inventory you can really do. You can really find you have all the possibilities. Yeah, this approach you find here on Guitar Academia. Just go back to these four-note structure lessons. You have all possibilities, really all voicings, all 43 different four-note structures, and then you go through them with the idea of really finding those which you really like, yeah, which you really wanna play, which you go for, and I promise you, if you didn't do that kind of thing already, there will be a lot of surprises and a lot of yeah, occasions where you think, wow, this is I did not think about that voicing, but that's really beautiful, and oh, that is just this is just, you know, like a C major seventh, you know, if you play like a C major seventh like that, E, B, open G and C, you know, you will be surprised if you never played that before and you think, okay, that's just a C major 7. Of course, it's an E minor with a flat 6, but that's already like analysis. Yeah, it's really a 3-note structure in a way. Okay, that was a kind of a improvisation to end this lesson in a beautiful way. Okay, I hope you like this lesson. I hope it in a way disturbs you a little bit and gets maybe a door open, as I hope that's always the case here. If you like these lessons here on Guitar Academia, also don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button to get notifications when a new video will be released. That's the case here every week. And also you can support my work here on this channel. Just follow the link down in the description below to my website, hoophildenbrand.com, the Guitar Academia page there. There's a button where you can donate. So this would make me really happy, of course. I would really appreciate that, because I see that you're really valuing the stuff, the materials here on Guitar Academia, which I'm sharing with you, and that you really would want to get more involved. So this would make me really happy. Okay, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. My name is Hoop Hildenbrand.